Hello students, welcome to the third episode of the lesson 2 optics. Today we are going to have a long session because we are going to learn about the lenses and their types, images formed due to refraction through a convex and concave lens, then refraction through a convex lens and their applications. After that, refraction through a concave lens and its applications. Finally, the lens formula. Let's move to the first topic. Now, let's start the lesson with lenses. A lens is an optically transparent medium bounded by two spherical refracting surfaces or one plane and one spherical surfaces. See, there are two types of lenses. One is convex lens and another one is concave lens. What do you mean by this convex lens or biconvex lens? Convex lens is a lens bounded by two spherical surfaces such that it is thicker at the center than at the edges. You can see it is very thick at the center and not as much as the center in the edges. A beam of light passing through it and it is converged into a point. So the convex lens is also called as converging lens. It also called as biconvex lens and plano-convex lens, and it has a positive meniscus. We know the lenses which causes incident parallel rays to diverge at a point is known as convex or converging lens. Actually, this lens is very thick at the center. As I shown you, it's very thick at the center. The convex lens will form a real image and its principal focus is real. That's a very, very important point. Then a beam of light passing through it is converged to a point. That's very important. And using that, the plano-convex lens, if one of the faces of a biconvex lens is plane, then it is called as plano-convex lens. Now let's see the facts about concave or biconcave lens. It is a lens bounded by two spherical surfaces such that it is thinner at the center than at the edges. Actually, absolutely reversed with the convex lens, because in convex lens it is thicker at the center and thinner at the edges. Now, a parallel beam of light passing through it, it is diverged or spreads out. So, concave lens is also called as diverging lens. Actually, this is another type of lens which causes the parallel rays of light to diverge from a point. That's why it's called diverging lens. And this diverging concave lens forms the virtual image. But in convex lens, we can see the real image. In concave, we can see the virtual image. Its principal focus is virtual and it is thicker at the corners and thin at the middle. It also have the name as another things like biconcave lens, plano-concave lens and negative meniscus. It has plano-concave lens. If one of the faces of a biconcave lens is plane, then it is known as plano-concave lens. Let me show two short films for you to learn about the features of convex and concave lenses. Here you can see the images are converged here, and here the images are diverged. Now, images formed due to refraction through a convex and concave lens. I think you all remember the facts I told in the last class about the refraction. When an object is placed in front of a lens, the light rays from the object fall on the lens. The position, size and nature of the image formed can be understood only if we know the certain basic rules. So let's move to the basic rules. First one, when a ray of light strikes the convex or concave lens obliquely at its optical center, this is the optical center, it continues to follow its path without any deviation. You can see the same case in the concave lens also. Second rule, when rays parallel to the principal axis. Let me show the principal axis. This is the principal axis for convex and this is the principal axis for concave. Now the light ray passes parallel to the principal axis or concave lens. The refractive rays are converged to convex lens. It is converged to convex lens and diverged to the concave lens from the principal focus. Third rule, when a ray passing through convex lens or directed towards the concave lens, let me show that it is passing through the convex lens and it is directed towards the concave lens. The principal focus strikes a convex or concave lens, the refracted ray will be parallel to the principal axis. This is the principal axis for convex and this is the principal axis for concave, and the refracted ray will be parallel to the principal axis. Now, refraction through a concave lens. Students, let us discuss the formation of images by a concave lens when an object is placed at two possible positions. We can receive object at infinity. Let's see what does it shows. When an object is placed at infinity, okay, a real image is formed at the principal focus. This is the principal focus. The size of the image is much smaller than that of the object. The size of the image is small. This is the real image which has been shown, but here this is the size of the image which is much smaller than that of the object. Next one, when the object placed beyond C, that means we are doing a refraction through a convex lens, and when the object is placed beyond C, that means which is greater than 2f. When an object is placed behind the center of curvature, that means the beyond C, the real and inverted image is formed between the center of the curvature. The real and this is the inverted image. This is the real image and we get here the inverted image for A and B, we get A dash and B dash, which are the inverted image. When an object is placed behind the center of a curvature, a real and inverted image is formed between the center of curvature and principal focus. This is the principal focus. The size of the image is the same as the object. You can see the size of the image AB is same in A dash, B dash. The third one, object placed at C, the center of curvature. When the object is placed at the center of curvature, we get here the center of curvature. When an object is placed at the center of curvature, a real and inverted image is formed at the center of curvature. This is C1 and this is C2. The size of the image is same as that of the object. There will be no change in the size of the image. The fourth one, object placed between F and C. The focus and the principal focus and between the curvature. When an object is placed in between the center of curvature and the principal focus, that means here the center of curvature, here the principal focus, a real and inverted image is formed behind the center of curvature. This is the center of curvature in the right side, C2, and the image is formed, image A dash B dash is formed behind the center of curvature. The size of the image is bigger than that of the object. We use this to show an imaginary or magnified images. In some Tamil or Hindi or English feature films, they can use this type of lenses to magnify the real image. Object placed at the principal focus F. What will be happen? When an object is placed at the focus, a real image is formed at infinity. A real image is formed at infinity. The size of image is much larger than that of the object. The size of the image will be much larger than that of the object. Object placed between the principal focus F and optical center O. Let us first find the positions. This is the principal focus. Then the optical center. This is the optical center O. Can you see this? Yeah. Follow the cursor, then you can understand. First of all, when an object is placed in between principal focus and optical center, a virtual image is formed. The size of the image is larger than that of the object. The size of the image is larger than that of the object. Now, let's see the applications of convex lens. As I told you earlier, the convex lenses are used to magnify the objects. So, the convex lenses are used as a camera lenses and they are used as a magnifying lenses. And the third point, they are used in making microscope, telescope and slide projectors. You can see it's really a contrast one. The microscopes and the telescopes which we used this to see the nearby object in microscope and the far away objects to see in the telescopes. They are used to correct the defect of vision called hypermetropia, which is a eye sight problem which will cause for the men or women get older or sometimes it may also for the persons in the earlier stages. Refraction through concave lens. The next topic, so far we have saw the refraction through the convex lenses. Now we move to concave lens. Object at infinity. See, when an object is placed at infinity, the virtual image is formed at the focus. Here, the virtual image is formed at the focus. The size of the image is much smaller than that of the object. The size of the image is very smaller than that of the object. Object anywhere on the principal axis at a fine distance. When an object is placed at a finite distance from the lenses, a virtual image is formed between the optical center and focus of the concave lens. The size of the image is smaller than that of the object. You can see, if it is placed in a finite distance, that means the distance which we know, a virtual image is formed between the optical center and the focus of the concave lens. The size of the image is smaller than the object, but as the distance between the object and the lens is decreased, that means if it makes closer between the lens and the object, the image and the lens are also keep decreasing. The distance between the image and the lens also keep decreasing. Further, the size of the image formed increases as the distance between the object and the lens is decreased. You can see here. Let's see what are the applications of concave lenses. Concave lenses are used as eye lens of Galilean telescope, which is used to see the stars. Second point, they are used in wide angle spy hole in doors. It's you support all our people who are residing inside the door or home will use this spy hole to find the right image of a person. Then they are used to correct the defect of vision called myopia. And now we are moving into a important formula. This is a lens formula. Like spherical mirrors, we have lens formula for spherical lenses. The lens formula gives the relation among distance of the object, which is termed here as u, and distance of the image, which is termed as v, and the focal length f of the lens. And now it is expressed as 1 by f. That means the infinity of the focal is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. It is applicable of both convex and concave lenses. Okay, the lens formula is applicable to concave and convex lenses. We need to give an most care while solving numerical problems related to lenses in taking proper signs of different quantities. That's very important. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.